Have you ever felt crushed by the weight of your own suffering? A pain so profound it seems to define you, to limit your very existence. We all encounter these moments, these desolate landscapes of the soul where hope seems a distant memory. You might be feeling that way right now, wondering if there's any purpose to this struggle, any way through the darkness. You clicked on this because you sense there must be more. This feeling of being overwhelmed by pain is universal. It whispers that you are weak, that you should retreat, that the world is too harsh. But what if this whisper is a profound misdirection? What if the very thing you perceive as your greatest vulnerability holds the key to an unimaginable strength? This is not about ignoring pain, but transforming your relationship to it. Today, we delve into a challenging yet incredibly empowering perspective, inspired by the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He dared to look into the abyss of human suffering and found not just despair, but the raw material for greatness. He proposed that our pain, far from being a mere obstacle, can be forged into our greatest weapon, a weapon not against others, but for the battles within. Imagine a medieval blacksmith's forge. The fire rages, the hammer falls, sparks fly. It is a place of intense heat, pressure, and seeming destruction. Yet it is in this very crucible that raw, unformed metal is transformed into something strong, sharp, and purposeful, a well-crafted sword, a sturdy shield. This is a powerful metaphor for what pain can do for us. Nietzsche understood that a life devoid of hardship is often a life devoid of depth. He saw that constantly seeking comfort, avoiding all discomfort, can lead to a kind of stagnation. Like a muscle that is never challenged, a spirit that never struggles may atrophy, becoming incapable of bearing life's inevitable burdens or experiencing its profound joys. Consider the alternative: to face the fire. To acknowledge the pain not as an enemy to be instantly vanquished, but as an integral part of the human condition, a messenger, even a catalyst. This isn't about masochism. It's about courage and the profound realization that true strength isn't the absence of scars, but the story they tell. Nietzsche's idea of amor fati, the love of one's fate, is central here. It's a radical acceptance of all of life, the good, the bad, the painful. It means not wishing for a different past or a different set of circumstances, but embracing what is and finding the seeds of power within that reality. Why is this acceptance so powerful? Because resistance to what is creates immense suffering. When we fight reality, we exhaust ourselves. But when we accept, this is here, this is my current struggle, we free up enormous energy that can then be channeled into growth and transformation. Think of your pain as a teacher, albeit a harsh one. What is it trying to show you? Perhaps it reveals a limiting belief you hold, an attachment you need to release, or an untapped reserve of resilience you never knew you possessed. The lessons are there if we dare to listen. Nietzsche believed that individuals who have endured great suffering and overcome it possess a unique depth and perspective. They have looked into the abyss and returned, not broken, but tempered. Their joy is more profound, their compassion more authentic, precisely because they understand the fragility and preciousness of life. The weapon forged from pain is not one of aggression towards others. It's an inner arsenal, resilience, the ability to endure and bounce back from adversity. It's wisdom, gleaned from navigating difficult truths. It's compassion, born from understanding shared human vulnerability. These are tools for living a fuller, more meaningful life. Consider a tree growing on a windswept cliff. It is battered by storms, its branches twisted. Yet, it is these very struggles that force its roots to grow deeper, to cling more tenaciously to the rock. The harsh environment shapes it into something uniquely strong and beautiful. Your struggles can do the same for you. Nietzsche's concept of the will to power is often misunderstood. It's not primarily about dominating others, but about self-mastery, self-overcoming. It's the drive to grow, to strive, to express one's fullest potential, often in spite of or because of the obstacles faced. Pain can fuel this drive intensely. When you feel pain, your instinct might be to numb it, to escape it, to wish it away. Nietzsche suggests a different path, to turn towards it with curiosity. Ask, what is this feeling? Where does it come from? What is it asking of me? This is the first step in transforming poison into medicine. Each challenge overcome, each pain navigated and integrated adds another layer to your strength. It's like forging steel. Repeated heating and hammering makes the blade stronger, more resilient. You are not diminished by your trials. You are potentially being refined by them. This perspective doesn't invalidate your suffering. Your pain is real. Your struggles are significant. The aim is not to pretend it doesn't hurt, but to find the empowering narrative within that hurt. To see it not just as an affliction, but as a demanding, yet potent, invitation to grow. Imagine a deep wound. If ignored, it can fester. But if cleaned, tended to, and allowed to heal, it eventually forms a scar. That scar is a testament to survival, a mark of a battle fought and won. It becomes a part of your story, a reminder of your capacity to mend. Nietzsche challenges us to say yes to life in its entirety. This includes the moments of profound suffering, not a grudging yes, but a courageous, affirmative embrace. This is the ultimate act of self-empowerment, to find value even in what seems to negate it. This is where the weapon truly gains its edge. How can you begin to apply this? Start by observing your immediate reactions to discomfort or pain. Do you resist? Do you numb? Do you blame? Just notice without judgment. This awareness is the first step towards choosing a different response, a response rooted in strength. The next time you face a difficulty, instead of asking, "Why me?" try asking, "What can this teach me?" Or "How can I grow through this?" This shift in questioning can unlock entirely new pathways of thinking and feeling, transforming you from a victim of circumstance into an active participant in your own evolution. This weapon isn't about becoming hard or unfeeling. Quite the contrary. True strength, forged in the fires of adversity, often leads to greater empathy, a deeper understanding of the human condition. You become a beacon for others who are struggling, precisely because you've navigated your own darkness. Nietzsche's philosophy is not a quick fix or a simple comfort. It is a demanding path. It asks you to take responsibility for your interpretations of life, to actively create meaning even from suffering. But the reward is immense, a profound sense of agency and an unbreakable spirit. The pain you feel might be intense, it might feel like it's breaking you, but consider the possibility that it is actually breaking you open to new strengths, new perspectives, new depths of being that you could not access otherwise. The shell must crack for the seed to sprout. This isn't about romanticizing pain. It's about recognizing its transformative potential. Not all suffering leads to growth automatically. It requires conscious engagement, a willingness to learn, and the courage to integrate the experience rather than simply endure or repress it. The greatest weapon is not something external you acquire. It is an internal quality you cultivate. It is the resilience built, lesson by lesson, through each hardship faced with courage and an open mind. It becomes an intrinsic part of who you are, unshakable and ever-present. Think about a story, myth, or legend where the hero endures immense trials. These trials are never just random torments. They are the very experiences that forge the hero, preparing them for their ultimate purpose. Your life, too, can be seen as such a story, with you as the hero of your own journey. When pain arises, acknowledge its presence. Breathe into it. Don't immediately try to fix it or run from it. Allow yourself to feel it, and then, when you are ready, ask what strength it might be calling forth from you. This simple practice can begin to shift your entire relationship with suffering. Remember, the intensity of the struggle often corresponds to the magnitude of the strength that can be gained. The deepest minds yield the most precious gems. The fiercest fires forge the strongest steel. Do not underestimate the power that lies dormant within your current challenges. This doesn't mean you should seek out pain. Life will provide enough challenges on its own. The wisdom lies in how you meet those challenges when they inevitably arrive. Do you crumble, or do you see an opportunity to build something new and stronger within yourself? Embracing this Nietzschean perspective can feel like learning a new language, the language of resilience, of growth through adversity. It takes practice, patience, and a willingness to reframe your ingrained narratives about pain and suffering. But fluency brings immense freedom. One of the core aspects of this weapon is antifragility, the quality of not just resisting shocks, but benefiting from them, growing stronger because of them. Think of how lifting weights tears muscle fibers, only for them to rebuild stronger. Your spirit can have this same quality. Nietzsche spoke of self-overcoming as a continuous process. Each pain confronted and integrated is a step in this journey. It's not about reaching a final, pain-free state, but about continually expanding your capacity to engage with life in all its complexity and intensity. When you transform pain into your weapon, you are no longer defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. This is the essence of true inner freedom. Circumstances may be outside your control, but your interpretation and your response are always, ultimately, yours to choose. The warmth in the specified visual style isn't just aesthetic. It's symbolic of the hope and strength found even in dark times. It's the inner fire that pain can stoke, the light of understanding that dawns when we confront our shadows. This warmth is the core of your resilient spirit. Consider the stories of alchemists seeking to turn lead into gold. Metaphorically, this is what Nietzsche invites us to do, to take the lead of our suffering, heavy, dull, seemingly worthless, and through the alchemical process of conscious engagement, transform it into the gold of wisdom, strength, and purpose. Your pain is not a sign of failure or defect. In the Nietzschean view, it can be a sign that you are alive, that you are engaged with things that matter, that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. It is often in these moments of profound discomfort that the most significant growth occurs. This process builds not just resilience, but also a deeper appreciation for joy. When you have known true hardship and navigated it consciously, the simple joys of life take on a richer hue, a greater significance. You don't take peace for granted when you've known the storm. The medieval imagery we're using speaks to timeless struggles and enduring strengths. Knights, dragons, castles, these are symbols of the inner battles we all face. Your pain is your dragon, your courage and wisdom, forged in that fire, become your Excalibur. Nietzsche would argue that the value of a human being can be measured by how much truth they can endure, or more accurately, how much truth they can welcome. Pain often brings uncomfortable truths to the surface. Welcoming them is part of forging your weapon. The alternative to this path is often a life of quiet desperation, of avoiding challenges, and thus, avoiding growth. It's a seeming safety that comes at the cost of vitality and meaning. Nietzsche beckons us towards a more dangerous, but ultimately more rewarding existence. This weapon of transformed pain gives you perspective. When new challenges arise, you approach them not with dread, but with a quiet confidence, knowing you've faced down inner demons before and emerged stronger. You carry the wisdom of your scars. It's important to remember that this is a personal journey. How your pain becomes your weapon will be unique to you. There's no single formula, only the principle. Engage, learn, grow. Trust your capacity to find meaning even in the darkest of times. The strength Nietzsche speaks of isn't brittle, it's flexible, adaptable. Like well-tempered steel, it can bend without breaking. This flexibility comes from accepting the impermanence of all things, including states of pain and states of joy, and finding your center amidst the flux. Your pain can carve out a greater capacity for joy within you. As Khalil Gibran wrote, the deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Nietzsche echoes this sentiment. The heights of happiness are often scaled by those who have known the depths of despair. This isn't about being emotionless or stoic in the face of pain. It's about feeling deeply, yet not being overwhelmed. It's about channeling the immense energy of strong emotions into constructive action, into self-overcoming, rather than letting them consume you. The courage to face pain is the courage to live authentically. When we are not afraid to feel, we are not afraid to take risks, to love deeply, to pursue our passions, all of which carry the potential for pain, but also for profound fulfillment. Each time you choose to see a challenge as a forging opportunity, you reinforce this empowering mindset. It becomes a virtuous cycle. The more you use your weapon of resilience and wisdom, the sharper and more effective it becomes. You build momentum. Nietzsche encourages us to be poets of our lives, to actively shape our narrative, even the painful chapters, into something meaningful and beautiful. Your pain is not the end of your story. It can be the very ink with which you write your most compelling chapters. Don't be afraid of the depths within you that pain can reveal. It is often in these unexplored territories of the self that our greatest treasures lie hidden. The journey inward, prompted by suffering, can lead to profound self-discovery and empowerment. The weapon is also a shield. The understanding gained from past pains protects you from being easily destabilized by future difficulties. You develop an inner citadel, a place of strength and calm that external events cannot easily breach. This is true sovereignty. When pain feels overwhelming, remember the blacksmith's fire. The metal doesn't enjoy the heat or the hammer, yet it is essential for its transformation. Trust that there's a purpose in the process, even if it's not immediately apparent. Hold on to the vision of your own forged strength. This perspective doesn't mean isolating yourself. Sharing your struggles and the strength you found can be part of wielding your weapon. It can inspire and support others on their own paths, creating a community of resilient souls. Vulnerability in this context becomes a profound strength. The dramatic atmospheric lighting in our visuals reflects the intense emotional landscape of this journey. There are shadows, yes, but always the potential for illuminating breakthroughs, for warm glows of insight and hope. Your inner world holds this same dynamic. Nietzsche's call is to become a yes-sayer to life, to affirm it in its totality. This yes is your most powerful declaration of freedom, your ultimate weapon against despair. It is a yes that acknowledges the pain but refuses to be defeated by it. What small step can you take today to reframe a current pain or frustration? Can you find one question to ask it, one potential lesson it might hold? This isn't about solving everything at once, but about initiating a shift in your stance towards suffering, one moment at a time. The highly detailed aspect of the visual style reminds us to pay attention to the specifics of our own experiences, our own pain. It's in the details of our struggles that the unique lessons and opportunities for growth are often found. Don't shy away from a close examination. Remember that true strength isn't about never falling, it's about how you rise each time. Each fall, each pain, offers a chance to practice rising, to reaffirm your commitment to growth, to hone your inner weapon. Be patient and compassionate with yourself in this process. The epic concept art style aims to elevate this inner journey, to give it the grandeur it deserves. Your struggle with pain and your quest to transform it is a heroic undertaking. See yourself as the protagonist in an epic tale of self-discovery and empowerment. The fantasy concept art allows us to visualize abstract inner states. Your pain might feel like a dragon, your resilience like a magical shield. These metaphors can make the intangible more graspable, helping you to navigate your inner world more effectively. The consistent warm palette is a deliberate choice, a reminder that even within the medieval style, even amidst struggle, there is an underlying current of hope, potential, and the generative power of life. This warmth is what you cultivate when you transform pain. The medieval style itself evokes a sense of enduring wisdom, of principles that have stood the test of time. The idea that suffering can forge strength is not new, but Nietzsche gave it a particularly potent and challenging articulation. relevant even today. The symbolic imagery throughout is key. A sword isn't just a sword, it's courage, discernment. A mountain isn't just a mountain, it's a great challenge. Look for the symbolic meaning in your own struggles. What do they represent? What qualities are they asking you to develop? As you integrate this perspective, you'll find that your fear of pain lessens. Not because pain disappears, but because you trust your ability to meet it, to learn from it, and to emerge not just intact, but enhanced. This trust is your greatest weapon. So the next time pain visits, try not to see it as an intruder. See it, perhaps, as a stern teacher or a challenging sparring partner sent to hone your skills. Greet it with the awareness that within this encounter lies an opportunity for profound empowerment. Nietzsche's path is one of profound self-love, not in a narcissistic sense, but as a deep affirmation of one's own being, including its capacity to suffer and grow. Loving your fate means loving yourself, scars and all, as a work in progress, forged in the fires of experience. This transformation of pain into a weapon is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice, a way of life. It is the art of continually finding strength in vulnerability, wisdom in hardship, and an ever deeper yes to the entirety of your human experience. Your pain, when met with courage and wisdom, ceases to be a source of mere suffering and becomes a source of power. It becomes the chisel that sculpts your character, the fire that tempers your soul, the teacher that reveals your deepest capacities. The promise of this perspective is not a life free from pain, but a life in which pain no longer holds ultimate power over you. Instead, you learn to wield its energy, to harness its lessons, and to become, through it, more fully and authentically yourself. So look again at your struggles, your pains, your deepest wounds. See them not as indictments, but as invitations. Invitations to dig deeper, to grow stronger, to forge the incredible weapon of a spirit that has faced the darkness and chosen to create its own light. Your pain, then, is not your enemy. It is your greatest, albeit most demanding, ally in the quest for a meaningful and resilient life. Embrace its lessons, forge its power, and wield it wisely. The strength you seek is already being forged within you.